The truth is, I don't want to do Mounjaro anymore. And it's not just Mounjaro. I don't want to do food tracking. I don't want to do food preparation. I don't want to have accountability structures. I don't want to weigh in every week or every few days. I don't want to report to my school community. I don't want to make videos about this. And this is something I've been reflecting on the last few days. I actually just visited my primary physician yesterday. I'm not getting the results I want, and I'm frustrated about it. And I'm managing to find some kind of miserable middle ground. I'm getting some results. I'm doing some of the things I should be doing, but I'm not doing enough to get really decisive results that are going to drive my weight down to a healthy level that my doctor recommends. So I'm kind of doing just enough to make myself miserable, not enough to really get a big win, get a big sense of accomplishment. And I've been thinking about why is that? And I think I know. I just turned 60. I very much have a sense of time being limited, and this isn't the way I want to spend my time. I like making videos. I like creating, but I don't want to make videos about my struggling weight loss journey, my up and down experience with Mounjaro. That is not very exciting compared to many other topics that I would like to explore. The problem is I only have so much time, so I have to prioritize. And I really resent having to invest this prime time of my life, so much of it into just staying healthy and taking care of my body. There's so many other things I would like to do, and I would rather do those than do what I need to do on my GLP-1 journey, to what I need to do to reverse my health conditions, to do what I need to do to get to a healthy weight. But on the flip side, I'm 60, but my wife is 38. My kids are 5, 7, and 9. I want to be around for them. I want to play with my kids. I don't want to just watch them from my recliner. I want to participate. And I did some research yesterday. If I can get down to my ideal weight, and which would probably reverse most of my metabolic conditions, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, fatty liver, all of those would likely reverse, would also help with my back pain and some of those, some hip pain that's mostly weight related. I could reverse all those, but here's the big one. I would likely extend my health span by 5 to 10 years. That means the amount of time I could go from here until inevitably we're going to have health problems, inevitably we're going to die. It's unpredictable, but you can deal in probabilities. And I can dramatically reduce the possibility of having any of those things happen in the next 5 to 10 years if I can reverse these things. And then there's a high probability that I could increase my lifespan by 5 to 7 years at the end. So I can increase the amount of time that I'm very happy, healthy and active and physical. And then I can increase the length of my life. And those are things that are important when you have young kids. Not only do you want to be there to see what happens, but you want to support them. You want to provide for them. You want to provide them with stability. You don't want them to lose their dad at a young age. So this is not, I really don't like that it is necessary for me to be on this journey. And I kind of resent all the time that it's going to take me to really do this. I resent things I'm going to have to give up on. And I kind of resent all the daily things that I have to incorporate to make this happen. But when I look at it rationally, if I invest the next 12 months in turning my health around, my weight, my fitness, my eating, if I can do that in the next 12 months, the return on investment could be 10 years longer healthy and active and living 7 years longer and being around for my family and kids. So from a return on investment standpoint, it's really a no-brainer. Would I rather not need to do this? Would I like to be one of those people who is at a healthy and fit without having to take those measures? Yeah, but the truth is, I'm not alone. I, I'm uh, I'm actually very much the norm, not the exception. There's a lot of us who are in this boat, and that's why I'm trying to do that, build a community and do it with other people, because it helps when you learn you're not alone. And then I would like maybe to be the person who can encourage people who struggle, people who do not respond to Mounjaro to the degree that, I mean, I know people on Mounjaro who are on 5 milligrams and they lost 80 pounds and they have to make themselves eat. Well, Mounjaro is helping me, but it's not decisive like that. It's a piece of the pie. I wouldn't even say it's the biggest piece of the pie. It's a piece of the pie. But support, planning, tracking, um, fitness, exercise, sleep, those are all big pieces of the pie as well. And I can't do it just on Mounjaro. I've got to make the whole pie. I can't just buy one slice. And that's what I've really been trying to do. I was hoping I could go buy a slice of Mounjaro and that would solve my problems, but that's not the case. That's one slice. But I need the whole pizza. I need the whole fitness pizza. That's a terrible analogy for someone who's trying to lose weight, isn't it? But there we go. And so that's where I'm at. And I'm kind of facing that resentment. I'm experiencing it. I'm feeling it, accepting it, let it run its course. Um, but I've got to face reality. I got to face reality. And that's what I'm doing today. It starts now. It starts with my next meal. It starts with what I'm doing right now. It doesn't start, this is Thursday, doesn't start on Friday, doesn't start on Saturday. I'm not going to have one last weekend and start on Monday. How many of you have had one last weekend? I've had enough to last a lifetime. It starts now. It starts today. I'll be real about my feelings about it. Um, but I've got to find a quiet, sustainable determination, develop a system. And then this is not an add-on. This is not something I just, okay, I've got my whole life going. I'm going to add this massive thing just on top of it. No, I've got to reorganize. I was just thinking the other day, I like boxing, especially more old school boxing. But if you follow boxing, the great boxers, champions, when they're training for a bout, they'll go to a boxing training camp for 2 or 3 months because getting yourself in shape, eating right, working out, planning, sleeping, resting, you almost have to completely remove yourself to have that level of commitment. Plus, they have all the equipment, they have their trainers and supporters, and they have to really create a strong environment to maintain that focus. Uh, I'm also watch pro football, and there's always uh, in the summer they've got their camp before the season starts, where everyone comes in for a couple months, trains, gets ready for the season. And I don't have that luxury. I can't go to training camp. I've got to go to work. But what I'm going to have to do is make space for all the things I need to do to get healthy. Fortunately, I've got a supportive wife, a supportive family, and I believe I can make this happen. And if you're feeling the same way, maybe leave me a comment, join my school community. Let's get in this together. Let's make the changes we need to make. And let's make our 60s, our 70s, some of the best years of our life. How about that? All right, I'll talk to you in the next one.